It's September and I've got a great lean body workout for us. No equipment needed, so let's go. All right, Killer Bees, let's go ahead and get moving and grooving. And that means that we are getting started with some arm circles with high knees. You guys, welcome to the workout. I'm Paula B. I'm your best middle-aged fitness friend. And around here, we are all about making peace with our menopausal body by finding a healthy weight and moving in ways that feel like self-love. And you guys, today, I think it feels like self-love, but I always do. I mean, truly, I don't make any workouts for you that I don't think feel like self-love, but every now and again, I do think that maybe today might be the day where you're like, well, I'm not sure if that really felt like self-love to me. Today is going to be a very unique kind of challenge. We are all about finding our core. Now, you guys, I know I've told you before, but I'm going to keep telling you, like literally every time we talk, I'm going to tell you how important it is to know where your core is, to be able to strengthen your core, because that, my friends, is the core of your fitness. Let's go ahead and do some arm crossers with booty kickers. The core of your body is the core of your ability to stay independent, to get stronger, to get fitter, to get leaner, to lose weight, to build muscle, to basically do everything that you want to do in your life with your health and your fitness. Your core muscles do everything, really. They strengthen your spine, or rather they support your spine, which means that they are at the root of every single movement we have. When your core isn't very strong, it means that your spine isn't very strong. And it means that everything that we're doing with our limbs, like for example, even this warm-up, is not being used in the way that it could be to get optimal health benefits from it. Let's go ahead and do some welcome to my homes. Now, you guys, I am not doing an exceptionally long warm-up today because here's the dealio with today's workout. I've got the handy dandy gym boss here set for 20-second intervals. And technically speaking, we're going to be doing cardio, but it's also kind of not really cardio. We're going to be doing cardio exercises at what I consider a even gentler than moderate pace. And then we're going to slow them down even more. And this is where I think that some of you might be like, that doesn't feel like self-love. I'd rather move faster and get sweatier. I know, me too. But here's the thing about moving faster and getting sweatier. Sometimes we're not in as much control of our body as we would like to be. And that, my friends, is why we're slowing it down today. The slower you go, the harder the exercise actually is. And I think by the end of the day, by the end of this workout, that you'll enjoy it at least as much as almost anything else. You guys, we're going to get started with some dancing X's. Let's go ahead and do that. We're going to go nice and wide with our hands and our feet. We're going to bring our opposite elbow towards our opposite knee, crunching right here in the middle. Now, you've noticed I'm not moving very fast. This is going to feel like cardio because when it beeps again, we're going to do another move that is also a cardio move. Absolutely no jumping, no transitions to the ground today. All low impact, and this is even moderate intensity. Here we go with can-cans. It's a knee and a kick and a knee and a kick. Here's what the workout looks like today. I've got a nice list of exercises coming up next. We're going to do double knees. We're taking the whole list at a cardio pace right now, and then we're going to take this whole list at a much slower pace. So when it beeps, we're doing double knees, which means both hands up overhead, bringing both hands to your knee in the middle, 2 times on one side, 2 times on the other. Now, the thing about this exercise is that if we are moving very fast or even faster than this, you can really get your heart rate up. And I do want you to get your heart rate up a little bit, but not so much that we're not in control of it. When it beeps again, we're doing rainbow jack. So hands going up overhead from side to side, bringing up one knee on one side, one knee on the other. And you're already thinking about finding your core, standing up straight and tall, pulling your belly button into your spine, thinking about how we're going to be moving slower and with more control with this motion. Here we go with letter K's, both hands still up overhead. On one side here, we're reaching that hand down towards that side kicking foot. Here's the letter K, there's the letter not K. Which isn't a letter at all, is it? When it beeps again. We're going overhead to high knees. Exactly what it sounds like. I know you're feeling this work, and I know that just because we have our hands up overhead, that your heart rate is already coming up. I'm taking care to move at a pace, again, that's a little bit gentler than moderate, even though there's no such thing, because moderate covers a lot of ground. When it beeps again, we're doing wide open front kicks. So hands are going wide open while we're kicking to the front with one foot and then the other. You're welcome to clap in the middle because you're doing such a great job. When it beeps again, we're going to do middle skips, which is just what it sounds like. It's just a skipping motion. Our opposite hand and opposite knee coming up at the same time. You can feel with this one, hopefully you're feeling with all of them, that you're pulling in your core, and it really makes a difference with how you're moving. Today's real goal, honestly, is for you to simply notice your core, to notice that when you're moving faster, you're still engaging it. When it beeps again, we're doing diving airplanes. Gonna have your hands out wide like an airplane, reaching your opposite hand towards your opposite rear kicking foot, like a booty kicker. Now, I'm not actually touching my foot. That's not the point. The point is simply that we're moving, we're thinking about our balance, we're thinking about our core. When it beeps again, we're gonna do ding-dongs. Hands swinging low, meaning that they're not going up overhead. As they swing to one side, we're kicking out that foot. As we swing to the other side, we're kicking out that foot. This one you can really get it rocking. I'm gonna keep it gentle, gentler than moderate. Nice and easy paced, really thinking about my balance, thinking about my core. When it beeps again, we're gonna do swimming frogs. Hands are gonna go up overhead, bringing those elbows out wide as we bring out one knee on one side and then one knee on the other side. This is the cardio pace though. We don't have to move super slow just yet, but I know you can already feel how you're gonna be using your core and your balance. When it beeps again, we're doing day breaks. Hands swinging gently from side to side overhead while we're tapping one foot into the other foot from side to side. Coming up next, we're doing toy soldiers, and that is the last of our cardio move, my friends. After toy soldiers, we're gonna take this down a notch and we're gonna really practice our balance. Here we go with toy soldiers. Hands up overhead, your opposite hand reaching towards your opposite kicking foot. Now, when it beeps again, no rest at all today. I'm gonna stand on my left foot, and I'm gonna be staying on my left foot for the entire round. We're gonna do all of those exercises again at a slow moving, core strengthening pace. So dancing X's, left hand stays, or left leg rather, stays on the ground, which means that for me, I'm moving my left elbow towards my right knee, nice and slowly. You can tap that foot down. It's balance, of course it's balance, but it's also squeezing in the middle. Here we go with can-cans. It's a knee and a kick, and a knee and a kick. Oh, do you feel how different this is when we stay on one side? I'm actually still moving at almost a cardio pace, but do you feel that balance work coming all the way up that left leg? When it beeps again, we're doing double knees, hands up overhead, two knees. And in fact, we're just gonna keep going. I was about to do two and then stop, but there's no reason to stop because we're staying on one side. So double knees is actually just 20 seconds of knees. Hands up overhead and then hands reaching that knee right there in the middle, crunching in the middle, really thinking about extension. Here we go with rainbow jacks. Both hands up overhead. Making a rainbow from side to side. Bringing that foot out. I'm definitely stepping all the way down. You guys, this is balance work. That's how we work our core. But that doesn't mean that you have to strain the leg that you're standing on. Here we go with letter K's. Although for this round, because I'm standing on my left leg, this is not the letter K, which is funny because of course looking at myself in the camera monitor, it looks exactly like a letter K to me. That whole mirror thing, I'll never understand it. When it beeps again, we're doing overhead to one high knee. Just the one, because of course we're still standing on that left leg. Now, of course, if you're following me, like for reals, again, speaking of like the mirror thing, you might be standing on your right leg. It really doesn't matter. It's not about that. It's about doing the entire round on one leg because this is a cumulative effect. All of this balance all in a row. Here we go with wide open front kicks. I knew this one was going to be tough. Here we go, really thinking about using your core to bring that front leg up into a kick. This is abs, this is balance, making sure that your standing leg, that left leg getting pretty tired there. Here we go with middle skips. So it's just your opposite hand, or rather opposite elbow and opposite knee coming up at the same time. Excellent job. This slow moving work, really making your brain Work for it. Here we go with diving airplanes, my friends. It means that we're just diving to the one side. And of course, I'm tapping down in between, like literally fully planting my foot down in between. This side of balance is especially difficult for me, tipping over to one side. When it beeps again, we're doing ding dong. So both hands going out with that one leg. That standing leg, make sure your knee is soft but strong, bringing that work all the way up into your abs and core. You guys, you're doing such a good job. When it beeps again, we're doing swimming frogs. I know this is getting tough. Where are you feeling it? If you're feeling it in your foot, my friend, go ahead and A, move a little bit, but also B, really try and bring that work all the way up. The more work that your glutes and abs are doing, the less work that your foot should be feeling. When it beeps again, we're doing day breaks. Excellent job. So we're just tapping our foot over. It's the hands moving from side to side above your head that's really challenging for the balance. I'm actually fully planting my foot in the out and the in position and still absolutely feel my abs working. When it beeps again, we're doing toy soldiers. Excellent job. This is our last one. Now here's what we get to do next. Yay, we get to bring it back to cardio. I know all this slow moving work is going to make you so excited when we're doing cardio again, even if you are not a cardio lover. When it beeps again, we're going into dancing X's that are actual dancing X's. We get to move that left leg. We're going to go through the whole list this time at the cardio-ish pace. Take it at a pace that works for you. When it beeps again, we're doing can-cans. I'm intentionally keeping this gently moderate again because I'm still feeling that work. Here we go with can-cans. Feeling that work in my core, feeling that work in my body. You notice, for me, my left leg, feeling a little bit of fatigue, feeling that extra work that we did on that side. That glute is already letting me know that it did its fair share today. When it beeps again, we're doing double knees. And this time, yay, we get to go back and forth. It really is double knees, not just all knees on one side. When it beeps again, we're going to do rainbow jacks. Making sure that even while we're moving at this cardio pace, that you're being aware of your core. Do you feel the difference when you've got your core tucked in? Here we go with rainbow jacks. When you've got your tailbone tucked underneath you, you're standing up straight and tall, your ribs are zipped up, your core, your belly button rather, is pulled into your spine. It feels different with all of these movements versus just fling and flying in your arms and your legs around. When it beeps again, doing letter K's, letter K, and not letter K, allegedly. I know it is. It's just funny though to be watching myself and noticing that I'm saying what appears to be the wrong thing. When it beeps again, we're doing those overhead to high knees, one knee at a time. Whew, doggies. Feeling this work, I notice a lot in my shoulders. It's very interesting how many of our cardio moves have hands overhead because that is the way that we bring our heart rate up. When it beeps again, we're doing those wide open front kicks. But you probably noticed when we're really paying attention to our core, you can bring your heart rate up by simply paying attention to something that's kind of difficult to do. Slow moving work in its own way is even more difficult sometimes than fast moving work. You can still get sweaty even without moving fast. You guys, here's middle skips. Your opposite elbow, opposite knee. I like to get a little bit of a bounce in this, but you don't have to. Whatever feels good for you totally feels good to me. When it beeps again, we're doing those diving airplanes. And my friends, you know, I know that it feels good to kind of move faster and do more. Here we go with those diving airplanes. And every time I tell you, oh, do what feels best for you, what I'm actually saying is do what feels good right now that you also know is going to feel good later. When it beeps again, we're doing ding dongs. That is, for me, the real litmus test of any kind of work. Here we go with ding dongs. Because it feels good in the moment to push way too hard. like almost any day of the week, I would rather push way too hard on any workout, but then I ask myself, what's gonna feel good later? That is a different answer sometimes. Coming up next, we're doing swimming frogs. And I noticed that it's actually when I'm eating dessert sometimes too. Sometimes I would like a much bigger portion of dessert, but then I ask myself, what's gonna feel good later? You guys, knowing how you're going to feel later is such an important skill to develop. When it beeps again, we're doing day breaks. Here we go, tapping from side to side, swaying those hands beautifully, thinking about our good friend Barry Manilow. And thinking about my wonderful Aunt Marty cramming all of us kids in the back of her little tiny car singing this song at top volume. When it beeps again, we're doing toy soldiers, both hands up, opposite hand reaching towards that opposite foot. And you guys, whew, we have reached the end of our second cardio interval. And now we're moving on to the right leg. So the entire list for the fourth and final time on our right leg, nice and slow. And I'm really gonna have to think about this. Dancing X's, okay. So for me, it's my right arm, or my right elbow rather. Oh my gosh, my toes are totally trying to curl. Okay, toes. You bring that work all the way up into your abs. My abs are feeling this work, that cumulative work. Here we go with can-cans, knee and a kick, and a knee and a kick. All this cumulative work, me thinking about my core the entire time, starts to fatigue, starts to really feel that it's kind of difficult to bring that work where I want to. So I might even slow it down a little bit more. Here we go with not double knees at all, but all knees all the time. Really focusing. Bring your core in, standing up straight and tall. I noticed that I was thinking about my heart rate. I was thinking about my shoulders actually a lot with all this overhead work. And I need to bring this work. Here we go with rainbow jacks. Need to bring this work back up into my abs. Excellent job. Hands swaying from side to side over your head, really thinking about bringing that knee up and out to the side. When it beeps again, we are doing letter K's. Yay! This time it actually is. Doesn't look like it for me, but probably it does for you. To the best of my knowledge, it does for you. You guys, when it beeps again, doing overhead to one high knee. Take a quick gut check. Make sure that your gut is still doing what it's supposed to be doing. Abs pulled in tight. Still breathing. So it's really not even your abs that are pulled in tight. It is your core. It's those deep stabilizer muscles, not the external ones. You're not just squeezing your muscles. You're actually pulling in, pulling up. We can work on our pelvic floor while we're doing this too, my friends. Here we go with wide open front kicks. Doggies. Really thinking about using those abs. Standing on that one leg, make sure your knee isn't locked in position. Mine would love to be locked right now. My toes are really working for this. And here we go with middle skips. Opposite elbow, opposite knee. Excellent job. Pulling that work all the way up. My glutes are getting tired. My abs are getting tired. When it beeps again, we're doing diving airplanes, hands out to the side. Diving into that foot that's kicking behind you, not touching it. I mean, I suppose I probably could if I really wanted to, but this is just the right amount of balance work to get near it for me. When it beeps again, we're doing ding dongs. Here we go, swinging that foot out to the side, both hands out to the side, really getting it swinging and rocking, really throws off your balance, which means that we're challenging our core a little bit more. When it beeps again, we're doing swimming frogs. Oh my gosh, you guys, what a great job you're doing with this one. Really thinking about that core, about your abs. Awesome. We've only got a couple more exercises. When it beeps again, we're doing day breaks. Such a good job finding your brain-body connection, knowing where your body is. Here we go. We're doing day breaks. I had to think about this. We're tapping out and in, hands going over from side to side like a rainbow or a daybreak. The dawn coming up over the horizon. Here we go with toy soldiers. My friends, the next time it beeps is the last time it's going to beep for this exercise because we're done, but we're not quite finished. When it beeps again, we're doing cardio version of Drinky Bird Jacks. Yes, that is our finisher, and you know what that means. We're doing this entire thing. So here we go with Drinky Bird Jacks as the cardio version. Then we're going to do what is for me my left leg version. So doing Drinky Birds for 20 seconds on just standing on my left leg. Doggies. Then we're going to do cardio again. Then we're going to do the right side. This is a good finisher. And by good, I mean difficult. I mean challenging. Okay, so you do not have to move your hands. You don't have to do the hand jumping jack part. Just come down into a Drinky Bird, thinking about that left, or rather the left leg standing. You're squeezing that glute. In order to pull that right leg back behind you, you're squeezing from that glute. You're bringing this work up into your abs. And now here we are, back to the cardio version. This is the great news about 20-second intervals with Drinky Birds. We don't do a whole lot of them. It's a lot of mental work, but not a ton of physical work. Now, the next time it beeps, we're doing that same thing, the Drinky Birds, on our right foot. And that really will be the end. Okay. Squeeze your left glute to bring your left leg up behind you. And stand it back up. You're only tipping forward as far as you can recover from. Feel free to put your foot back down in between. You guys, now this time, really, truly, I know that was a fake out last time, but this time, the next time it beeps, that is the last time you're gonna hear that beep. Well, I mean this when I turn it off, but that was the last beep you're gonna hear in this workout. You guys, stand up straight and tall. What a great job you did. Let's go ahead and yes, we're gonna stretch out our arms. We're gonna do a couple of arm circles here. We're gonna cool this down. Okay, I know that we were moving at like a gentle cardio pace, but do you feel how sweaty we got? That was pretty fun, right? Did it feel like self-love? I'm always curious about that. I think all workouts feel like self-love, especially the ones that still feel like self-love tomorrow. When you're not sore, when you don't feel like you did too much, when you feel like this was actually enough. My friends, this is enough to get you every place you want to go. Let's go ahead and open it up. Ah, nice job. And close it up. Give yourself a hug and a pat on your surprisingly sweaty back. You did such a good job today. Now here on screen, of course, I've got your daily reminders for you. Everything you need to know about losing weight at 50 and beyond, and a little bit more stretching if you'd like to cool it down. Stretch it on out for a little bit longer. Oh my goodness, give yourself a little more self-love for the day. You guys, you did such a great job today. Thank you so much for working out with me. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow.